Hey, what's up guys? Houston here. Look, I'm finna talk about a hidden gem credit union that not too many people talk about, all right? And the thing about it, with this credit union, yes, they'll give you up to $50,000 on a personal loan, all right? Plus, they give up to $50,000 on a line of credit, all right? Now, that's cool. However, there are some other things that's going on with this credit union that a lot of people are not aware of. And so let me tell you the name of this credit union. All right, it's the Department of Commerce Federal Credit Union, okay? And so many people, they don't hear too much about this credit union, but I would tell you this. If you're able to join this credit union and get in this credit union is definitely better than Navy Federal. And then you don't have to be a government employee to join this credit union. Anybody can join this credit union, all right? Now, here's the thing about it with the Department of Commerce, all right? So they use Equifax FICO 8. All right. Now, for some of you all may not be aware, I made a recent video and I was telling you about some of the best personal loans using Equifax. However, this hidden gem, I did not put on that list. And you may want to take this one into consideration. This would be like a top tier that you want to put on your list. All right. Now, here's the reason why. Like I said, they offer the personal loans from $250 up to $50,000 for 72 months. All right, but it gets better because many people, like in the summertime and stuff, they taking vacations and stuff. They actually offer vacation loans up to $5,000. All right, plus now they're even offering back to school loans up to $2,500. So if you need to get a loan to buy your kids school supplies, some school clothes and stuff like that, they're actually offering those type of loans. Now, there's another thing that they offer that Navy Federal nor Penn Fed offer, okay? And that's an emergency loan, all right? Now, this emergency loan, they actually give you up to $5,000. Now, what's better about this here $5,000 loan that they actually give, and I'm gonna show you how to flip that $5,000. I'm gonna tell you how to flip that $5,000 with another credit union, but give me one moment. This $5,000 loan that they give you, you don't have to make a payment for 60 days. For 60 days, you don't have to make a payment on this loan when you join, okay? And so in order to get that loan, you do have to be a member for at least 6 months, unfortunately. But I'm going to still tell you how to actually flip that $5,000, okay? Now, another thing is that they also offer payday loans, okay? They're alternative loans. Now, their alternative loans goes from $200 up to $2,000. So all you have to do is be a member with them for at least 90 days, okay? So you have to have 30 days of one deposit for at least 30 days, but you have to be a member for at least 90 days, all right? Now, let me tell you how to flip that $5,000. If you become a member, all right, you all heard me talk about the United Nations Federal Credit Union, especially if you're trying to rebuild your credit, okay? With the United Nations Federal Credit Union, they have a secured loan, okay? Now, this is why this here is a game changer. Since this credit union will give you $5,000, United Nations, if you join them, they'll give you 150% of whatever you deposit into that secured loan. So if you deposit $5,000 in there, then they give you up to 150%. So that's $7,500 that they're leveraging. Now, here's what I would do. If I'm able to get this $5,000, and I'll tell you other places that's much easier to get $5,000 that you don't have to wait 6 months. But if I was able to get that $5,000, take that $5,000 and put it into that secured loan, that's a $7,500 trade line, right? Then I would take $2,500 of that And I would use that to possibly either add like some other trade line. You may want to consider like some other trade lines like IFJ Online. All right, so they give you a line of credit. They're a jewelry company, but they give you a line of credit anywhere from 8,000 up to 15,000. Okay, a trade line. So with that trade line, that's also going to push down your DTI, your debt to income ratio. You also have not Credit Ninja, Credit Strong, okay? And you can get their $5,000 trade line as well, all right? The reason I'm telling you this is to build you a stronger credit profile so that you'll be able to get access to more money. Now, like I said, in terms of like other $5,000 loans or other places you can get a $5,000 loans without jumping through all these other hoops. So you may want to look at places like big buck loans. Okay, with big buck loans, they go up to $5,000 and they have a low interest rate. Their interest rate is 5.99 up to 35.99. Now, the best thing about big buck loans is that they are a platform, okay, and they use tribal lenders. Okay, so and in reference to when you get approved for their loans, you're not getting that loan reported to your personal credit. That's the reason why I would tell you to take a look at them. So there's no hard pull on the credit. They use third-party credit bureaus like Clarity, DataX, Factor Trust, okay? So they use those. Now you have Viva Payday loans. They are similar to big buck loans, 5.99 up to 35.99, all right? Now, here's the thing about it. With those type of loans, because they don't report on the credit profile, I would probably use those loans to pay down some of my revolving debt so my credit score can go up, and then go back to Department of Commerce, okay? And then join them, go after that $50,000 line of credit. I would not go after the loan. I would go after the line of credit, because with that line of credit that they offer for $50,000, you do not have to pay interest on all of it. You only pay interest on what you actually get approved for. So that's the reason why I would actually do that. Now, other lenders that you may want to look at is like low credit finance. Low credit finance, their loans go up to $50,000. But again, it's one of those lenders that the loan does not report on the personal credit file. All right. So that's the reason why I'm bringing this up. Now, there is like, I've told you all about DCU. So with DCU personal loans, the reason I like them is because if you decide to go to DCU, they use an Equifax mortgage score 5. And so with their mortgage score 5 personal loans, you don't have to make a payment for 60 days. Okay? For 60 days, you don't have to make a payment. Plus, if you have bad credit and you with them for 90 days, they have loans that go up to $2,000. First 90 days is $1,000, and then 6 months, they give you up to $2,000, all right? So being able to position yourself to where you're getting more positive trade lines, or being able to get access to funding to lower your DTI, to pay down some of those revolving accounts. All right. So that's the reason why that I wanted to point this out. But the Department of Commerce, Federal Credit Union, I'm telling you, this here credit union, in my opinion, it's better than Navy Federal. Now, granted, Navy Federal, for most people know them because they work with people with bad credit. The thing about it with this here credit union is that they offer a line of credit. Navy Federal does not offer that line of credit. That's where the value of this here comes in at, okay? So I hope this video helps you. If you have questions, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.